Hello, friends. I'm Neha, and I welcome you all to my channel English Stories with Neha. Today, I'm going to be reading a short story called Negative Capability by Grace Giddings. So, here it goes. Negative Capability. Online order 32249 large iced Americano extra mint syrup. Ronnie sighed, staring at the mobile ticket printer, spewing sticker after sticker with obscene confidence or something that would never need to stretch its wrists or call out sick. The tickets came out as warm adhesive backed little degrees other people's desires rendered legible, monetizable, and for the most part stupid. It wasn't that she didn't like being a barista. She was grateful in the way a person is grateful for oxygen, not sentimental, just aware of what it cost to lose it. The truth was that Ronnie hadn't written a single page since she mastered out of her English literature PhD program. Not a page of fiction, not a draft of an essay, not even a sour little paragraph in a notes app titled something like project that could later be used as proof that she still considered herself a writer. The printer continued its small industrial exhalations. As she pulled the espresso, the thin brown stream gathered and died in the eyes. The woman did not look at Ronnie. She did not thank her. Ronnie approved. Gratitude was a form of intimacy, and no one came here for intimacy. Behind the register, the cashier asked names and spelled them wrong with cheerful consistency. A man in a beanie approached and studied the menu like it was written in Sanskrit. "What did you write?" Ronnie asked, because her mouth still occasionally performed social behaviors without a permission. "Poetry," he said, and then laughed as if poetry were a phrase like in violin. "Idiot," he said, like it mattered. Ronnie watched him drift to a corner table, open a laptop, and begin typing immediately. Ronnie disliked him, but not for the reasons she would admit. It went away quickly. She was good at that. A girl in a thrifted wool coat approached next, clutching a notebook. The girl glanced at the espresso machine, then at Ronnie, then at the notebook, as if there might be a plot somewhere in the triangle. The girl ordered a chai and said to no one in particular, "I'm trying to cut back on coffee," as if her body were a project with a moral arch. "Good for you," Ronnie said automatically. The girl smiled, grateful for being affirmed by a stranger. There it was, the thing she pretended she didn't want. When Ronnie had started the PhD, she had been certain she was entering a community of thinkers, people who read because they were hungry, because who wrote because they had to. In seminar, Ronnie had once said the canon wasn't a list of books but an apparatus, an institutional mechanism that decided who got to be a person in public. A professor with suspiciously good hair had nodded slowly, impressed by the elegance of her anger, and then assigned another dead man the following week. She'd mastered out at the point when it became clear that everyone's preferred kind of bravery was theoretical. Ronnie had been very good at it. She didn't leave because she couldn't do it. She told herself that was integrity. If she was honest, she rarely was in the privacy of her own mind. She would admit she also left because she hated the feeling of wanting something and not being able to guarantee she would get it. The rush rolled on. Tickets accumulated. The bar became a choreography of mechanical grace: ice, espresso, syrup, milk, steam, wipe, repeat. Ronnie's body knew the routine better than her mind did. A woman in a blazer ordered an oat milk latte and said thank you too many times, as if politeness could purchase absolution. Across the cafe, Elliot in the beanie laughed at something on his screen. The notebook girl underlined a sentence with performative intensity, like she was practicing being the sort of person who underlined sentences. Ronnie hated Carol. Carol wrote for 3 hours without looking up, the way people wrote in movies, chin in hand, eyes distant, sentences arriving like gifts. Ronnie could have been Carol if she wanted. She could come in on her day off with her own drink and her own notebook and the small choreography of hope. But the first line was always the same: a woman in a coffee shop watching other people live. She had always planned to write the great American novel, or at least a contemporary feminist work of autofiction, philosophically rigorous, formally daring, lightly Marxist, emotionally devastating, the kind of book assigned in seminars, misunderstood by men and adored by women who would later quit writing altogether. Now she watched the ticket printer spit out her labor in neat little strips of adhesive paper and thought even the job had been taken over by a machine. And yet she still stood here doing it. That was the part she didn't know how to make into art. She had done it before. She had done it for grades. She had done it for professors who nodded appreciatively and then went home to their houses. The idea of trying made her throat tighten with something like panic and something like contempt. She couldn't tell which feeling came first anymore. It was a position, a stance, an identity. It was also, if she was being honest, a way to being measured. Ronnie waited until the rush thinned, until the printer finally went quiet, until there was nothing left to resent but herself. It was only 4 p.m. The day still had shape. She could sit down in the corner, take out a pen and start a novel. She still knew how to do it. But one thing she had learned was a caned labor. Ronnie stepped out onto the street with nothing written and nothing pending, the city already moving around her. The world did not ask for her novel. It never had. And she walked into it anyway, caffeinated, uninsured by art, fully encumbered in the way that felt like a choice and a sentence at the same time, and entirely unwilling to begin. So friends, this was the short story called Negative Capability by Grace Giddings. Hope you liked it. If you've got any story recommendations, please mention it in the comment section. I would love to read it to you the next time round. Additionally, I would want you to please like my content, comment, share, and subscribe the channel. So with the promise to meet you again sometime else on some other episode, some other time, this is me, Neha, signing off for now. Until then, take care.